Well, this is what we get sent every now and again. In fact, quite frequently from various suppliers in Scotland, usually from the independent bottlers and occasionally from the owner bottlers. Stuff that's new that we want to try. So this has all arrived in the last wee while, last 2 weeks probably. And as you can see, we get everything from half of a 50ml bottle through to, well, we had a wee bit more of that actually, we drank some. And the more generous ones send us 200ml. That was quite full as well actually. So the idea is that we just have a look at the whiskies and judge whether we think they're suitable for sale to you. So I guess the first thing we look at is the colour. That one there, for example, if you can see it, maybe look down the bottom there, we would probably discard that on the look alone. It's just too peely-wally, too thin looking, hasn't picked up much from the wood, so therefore we would imagine that it probably doesn't have much to offer. So we put that to one side. If you look at this one, this was an example of one we got. Often we'll have, if it's a cast strength, we'll give it a wee shake just to see how it bubbles up. It actually holds its form quite well. Good indicator of how the viscosity is, how the body is, and that's a surprisingly good body, but it's only one indication. That colour is actually, although that's light, it is actually a good colour. It's very yellow. Quite nice. We'll go through them. There's nothing else there I'll discard on colour. We'll keep all these to have a wee look at, and then we'll probably decide the order to try them in. It's usually 2 or 3 of us do this, not just me. So let's have a look at this Bunnahabhain. It looks interesting. As I say, we've already had a pretty good look at it. But put a wee dram. Appropriate glass, in this case the Glencairn glass. You always have to have a good glass. Pretty obvious really to all you whisky nuts out there. So looking at the colour, obviously it's a very good colour. It's picked up a lot of colour from the wood and it's holding the glass rather well. 46% this one. So we're looking at the body coming down there. Quick nose. Typical Bunnahabhain, old warehouse. The sherry cask, so therefore maybe a bit deeper than some. Oh, nectar. Anyway, I'm a great believer in the water, so I'm going to dilute this by quite a wee bit. Probably about there. Give it another mix up. Notice I haven't tasted it yet because I don't want to ruin my palate with the alcohol. That's quite interesting actually. The sulphur notes have come out really quite strongly with the water, and now just starting to go off a bit, in other words, disappear. Now normally at work we don't actually sample and swallow, we normally spit for obvious reasons. Be giving whisky away by the end of the day if we drank all these. So I'm going to have a wee taste of this though. It's actually not that good a Bunnahabhain, we might not get that one. Which is why we're doing this. It's the important part. Actually that is not a very good Bunnahabhain at all, so I'll put that one over there as well. It's a wee bit, I don't know what the description is, but it's just not a good whisky. You instantly know, on the nose it wasn't offering much, on the palate it's very, very dry, pulls the palate up really harshly. There's no big ups and downs which you're looking for with a single malt. So a wee bit disappointing, and that is exactly why we've got these samples. So we'll have a look at this one, so very quickly. So we know it's got good viscosity, it's got a lot of body. We don't know what the percentage of alcohol, and very often the cask samples don't have a percentage because they haven't tested them, but we presume it's well above 50, this one here. Good colour on that one. This is a Ben Nevis, single cask. Doesn't offer much in the nose, undiluted, hidden a bit by the alcohol. We'll give it a quick dilute. Still doesn't offer much. In fact, it's really very flat. So it's not looking good for this whisky, to be honest. If you can't get anything on the nose, you're probably not going to get much on the palate. Yeah, same thing. It's just a whisky. It's got nothing to commend it. Nothing at all, actually. So therefore, we'll put that one to one side as well. And that's how we do it. So you're getting the drift of it. I mean, this is actually the most important thing in regard to whisky for us. We need to make sure that we're bringing in decent whiskies. You know, our biggest fear is that somebody comes to us to buy a whisky and goes home with a disappointment. Now that will happen according to your own tastes and profile, but it shouldn't happen because the whisky's not good. I mean, if we're not doing this and not doing it well, then we're not doing our customers justice. Have we look at another one, just to see if we can find something we do like. Generally speaking, in any sample pack, depending on the company, and obviously some companies you know, do a better job for us than others, but some companies will get 100% take, everything's fantastic. Most companies probably get 80%, and some maybe a wee bit less. And we get the odd individual cask as well from private suppliers, and they can vary hugely. So we've got a nice little Mortlach here. It's a 22-year-old. It's I would say it's probably a bourbon barrel or a hogshead by the looks of it. I don't think it says on the sample. 54% alcohol, it does say the alcohol. I think it's got quite a nice nose. And now that's the opposite. In this case, the actual water kills the nose. Probably to put in too much. So I'll just put a little bit of whiskey, see if I can bring it up a bit. 22 years old, so probably just got a bit heavy-handed with the water, for me anyway. Make sure when you're doing this, I just swallowed there so I could tell you, when you are having a look at the whisky and you have got it on that will eventually get to the palate, give it time on the palate. Make sure you hold it on the palate, make sure you swirl it around the palate to get the full flavours. It's really crucial. As I say, we don't always taste and swallow, but we certainly do taste. So that one there, 22 years old, I'd probably hold it for 22 seconds or so. Try it again. Yeah, that length of time holding it makes all the difference. Coming up with a really nice fruity characteristics there actually. And spice. Mortlach's famous for spice, so you could have probably picked that as a Mortlach from the spiciness of it. Holding things rather well. And there we are, we've found one we like. So therefore, normally if it fits into a profile of whiskies we need for a shipment, in other words, we haven't got much Mortlach on hand or we need something to replace stock, this could be one we might look at. So that's a wee bit for you. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's not something that we do lightly, and I hope it gives you some reassurance that we occasionally get the whisky thing right. Thanks very much.